Hey everybody, this is Roberto Blake of RobertoBlake.com helping you create something awesome today. So today we're going to talk about career expectations for web designers in 2016. A lot of you are new web designers or you're thinking of moving into this field or using this to expand your overall design career and what you can offer an employer. So I'm going to walk you through some of the new expectations that you can expect in the marketplace if you're thinking about becoming a web designer, or if you're already a web designer who feels like you're struggling to get job opportunities or new clients, and some things that might actually help you in your career going forward. Mobile design and using responsive design workflows so that you can have websites that are consistent as far as their visual branding and the way that they communicate across multiple devices has never been more valuable and more important to people in the marketplace, because a lot of times the first experience that consumers have of a website is on a mobile device now because everyone has a smartphone. As a web designer, it's important to show clients and employers that you understand this, and so what I would recommend is that you build some mobile first or some responsive designs and have those in your portfolio. And again, make this super easy on people. Do a couple of different things. One, consider doing mock-ups and doing a visual portfolio with case studies and some very easy to consume information around how you approach mobile and responsive design. Do this using tools like Adobe Illustrator to actually build these things out almost in like an infographic style and present that in a portfolio. Also, consider linking these PDF examples to an actual live demo of a website that you've built that's either mobile or responsive. This is going to help provide much needed context for an employer or for a client, and it's going to actually show them that you can execute on these things, but also that you can communicate them in an intelligible way that they will understand without having to be a technical person. That's one of the other things that I want to address in this video. You need to understand that you can't attack these situations with jargon. You can't attack people in the marketplace by trying to show them just how smart and clever you are. I know that sometimes to validate yourself and to feel comfortable, that's something that people get in the habit of doing, but I think it's important to have clarity of communication, and so you have to simplify things for people. You have to also understand that they're not going to be nearly as impressed with the long array of coding language that you know. And I know a lot of you are probably not going to like that answer, and it's the reality. The reality is that the people who are in the hiring chair, most of the time, unless you're going to work at a web development or IT company, if you're going to go work at a in-house design position at an actual brick and mortar business or a company that is not IT specialized, they're not interested in that. They want to see well-designed things for consumers, something that their customer understands. And so you still need to speak in layman's terms and communicate as simply as possible. I actually talk about this in my video for talking to non-designers. Definitely make sure you check out that video here in the graphic design playlist. With that in mind, visually appealing websites matter. If you can code, that's great if you want to be a programmer and developer, but you still need to understand typography and layout and things like white space and how to utilize these things to make visually pleasing, aesthetically beautiful web designs for all devices, and that's going to really matter to employers because they're selling a polished product. They're not selling your code. I know that we talk about form following function, but in talking about sales and marketing and what the bottom line is for a CEO or a small business or a startup, the presentation, the form, the appearance of the website, the appearance of the product is part of the function of making money. If it doesn't look good, no one's going to figure out that it's broken because they're going to move on to the next thing because it's unattractive. This is just how human beings think, and as web designers, sometimes we're resistant to this idea because it affects our sensibilities, or we're being romantic about the value that we create, when really we have to remember that it's only valuable if end users and consumers can use it in an intelligent and an intuitive way without a lot of expertise or without an instruction manual beforehand. Speaking of breaking into the marketplace, you really do need to have a strong body and portfolio of work. And sometimes this might mean that you have to actually do mock-ups and demos, which means working for yourself for free or even possibly working for other people for free. But if you're turned off by that prospect, consider instead making website templates and selling them in marketplaces like ThemeForest through Envato. This also does another interesting thing for you. It gives you the opportunity to make passive income while also selling a product, and you can also upsell the service of supporting that product. So those things are also very valuable, and they'll actually show that you know what you're doing, and you'll have actual demos of live websites in your portfolio. So this could be very advantageous for you and will actually impress both clients and employers. In terms of career expectations for getting hired, understand that you do still need to invest in visual design skills beyond your coding. You still have to really show that you have strong typography skills and that you can combine those with the functionality for web, and that you understand how all that works and that you can communicate with an art team or with other designers. You're not going to often find yourself working in a silo. You're going to have to be part of a team, so showing that you can empathize and understand what the skill sets that other people have and that you can integrate that is important. You also need to be understanding the content management systems that make sense for the industry that you want to work in. In some cases that might be WordPress. In other cases it might be some type of e-commerce platform. Just make sure that you're not completely relying on your skills, your familiarity with a specific coding language or what have you, because you don't want to leave an opportunity on the table. I know that focus sounds really good, but being well-rounded is very attractive to employers because the expectation now is to wear multiple hats. Specialists are not nearly as attractive in the marketplace as they used to be, and that's just an economic reality that we have to live with as creative professionals. It's unfortunate, a lot of you don't like it, but if you understand that and you prepare for it, then you have a better chance of getting hired and being able to make a living. Well, I hope this gives you some more perspective on the career expectations for web designers going forward in 2016. And just remember that it's not about what we think as the creatives in the industry. It's about what people in the hiring chair are thinking. As someone who's had the opportunity to hire people to bring on the larger projects and collaborate and work as an art director, or hire and vet people on the behalf of clients, or someone who's actually worked and sat in the hiring chair in an agency, I can tell you that the priorities that we set as creatives are not necessarily always in alignment with the priorities to a business person, and that if you have employer empathy, it will be a lot easier for you to get new clients or to get a job opportunity if you want to be an in-house designer in any capacity. Much in the same way that you should be putting yourself in the shoes of the person that has to use the thing that you're building. Anyway, I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, make sure that you're sharing it with your friends. Like this video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out the other awesome content on the channel. As always, you guys, thanks so very much for watching, and don't forget, create something awesome today.